Hey everybody, Dr. Adkins here, and welcome to a very, very special training call. This is big money from small email list. How to make 10K per month by sending out just a few emails per week. Now, I am particularly excited about this because this is something that I very luckily stumbled upon 10 years ago, and it changed my life forever. I am here right now. Of all the other things that I've done to make money online, with an agency, with digital products, with all those things, it all started with this. And I got some really, really good news for you. What I'm showing you today is easier right now this year than it has ever been before because of a few core things that are happening in the online marketplace, just sentiment in terms of the way people buy and in terms of technology. And so today we are going to lock in and we are going to talk about something that is very lucrative. You don't have to have clients. You don't have to leave your house. You can run this entire business from a laptop and an internet connection. And it's something that every single person here, every single person listening to me right now can do without a doubt if you understand a few core patterns that are happening that are really right in front of most people, but they don't see them. But after today, you will see those patterns. And understanding what these patterns are is going to open up a whole new world for you and enable you to do exactly what the title slide says, you guys. It's going to allow you to make big money from a very small email list, even if you don't have an email list right now and you've never built one before. So before we get started, I just want to put something in front of you, and I want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. It's not going to make much sense yet, but it will make sense very, very soon. And this is a core key concept. Big product with a proven audience, which is further fueled by templates. I want you to write that down. It's not going to make a whole lot of sense yet, but this is the secret. This one line is the secret to millions and millions of dollars per year from a laptop. And so I want you to write it down. Big product with a proven audience, which is further fueled by templates. Now, here's the good news. That big product is not a product that you have to create. That's the good news. You don't have to create some big product. You don't have to do all the work to create the big product. This is something that we're going to leverage that's somebody else's big product, that somebody else has had to spend the money and the time to prove the audience. It's just that they have to build a product that was fueled by templates. And we're going to get more into that in just a little bit. Give me a number one if you've got it written down so that I can move on. And we're going to get into this. Give me a number one so I know that you got this down and we can keep going. Put that number one in the box so that I know we're good to go, and then we're going to keep going. All right, screenshotted, written down, either of those things work, but just so you have that down. Okay, so more on that soon, but before we get started, I really want to dig into this, but what I'm about to show you has personally made me millions of dollars. That's not me saying this to brag, it's just saying I happen to know a lot about this because this is something that I have dug into very, very deep. I have spent 10,000 hours on this, probably times 2 or 3. So there's probably 20 or 30,000 hours on this. This that you are about to learn, it's the reason I haven't had to wake up to an alarm in over 10 years. All right? It's the reason that my entire office fits inside of a backpack. And the best part is this, the current state of the internet and technology right now makes what I'm about to show you how to do easier than it's ever been. Far easier than when I started doing it, far easier than it was 5 years ago. Right now is a perfect time to start doing this, even if you've never done it before. Now, by the end of this call, you're going to understand how to do something that most people on the planet never truly understand. We've all heard this. Have you guys heard this? What's on the screen right now? We've all heard the following: the money is in the list. How many times have you guys heard this? How many times have you guys heard the money's in the list? Right? Like, oh my gosh, if I have to hear it again, I may throw up. I may seriously throw up. But like, we've heard this over and over and over again. But today I want to tell you the truth about that statement. You all have heard the money is in the list. The money is in the list. Okay, well, that's fine. But here is the truth about that statement. The money's not in every list. How many of you believe this to be true? How many of you believe this to be true? The money is in the list, but let me tell you something. The money is not in every list. And let's just be real honest. It's not just about building a list, you guys. The money is not in every list that's been put together. I can tell you this firsthand because every list that I have built has not made money. All right. There's a specific pattern of the list that I put together that make money. And I want you guys to understand the money is in the list, but it's in building email lists that follow a very specific pattern. Very, very specific pattern. Today, I'm going to share that pattern with you. And when we are done, you are going to see money everywhere you look, because it's just like when all of a sudden you buy a car, and you've never seen anybody driving this car around before, and then you buy the car, and then the next day you see 3 of them in your town. You never saw them before, but now you see 3 of them in their town, because all of a sudden, because you were looking for something specific, because you saw something, you are now seeing it in places that you never saw it before. And this is what I want you to understand. When you see this pattern once, you're going to start seeing opportunity and money everywhere, because you'll see this pattern in places that you never saw it before, that it was already there. Give me a number 1 if that makes sense. You're going to start seeing this pattern in places where it was always there. You just weren't looking for it. Now, once you see this pattern, you're going to see it everywhere. So here's a real warning to you. This call is going to change the way that you see online marketing because of this pattern, okay? You're not going to look at online marketing the same after you understand what I teach you today. If you really wrap your mind around what I'm going to show you, and it's not hard, you just got to really pay attention. Some of you, I promise you, are going to want to throw up when you learn this, because it's going to make you feel like you've been missing something that was right there the whole time. Fight that urge. Just be like, hey, listen, we all come to things in our own time. I understand that feeling. But by the end of this call, you're going to understand how folks who are not as smart as you make a lot of money online every month. How many of you that pisses you off because you look around and you see people that aren't as smart as you making a lot more money than you? Give me a number 1. I won't say your name out loud, but I see it all the time. People that aren't as smart as certain people, out there making more money than those people that are really smart. And it's not that it's not a smart and dumb thing. It's understanding a pattern. And once you see this, it's hard to look away. Now, once you get this, you're gonna be able to make big money from small email lists, even if you've never built a list before. If you're ready to dig in, do me a favor. We're gonna really dig into the nitty gritty of this now. Give me a number 1 in the box right now. Make sure that you are here. If you don't put a number 1 in the box the rest of this call, if you don't respond to anything the rest of this call, make sure you type a number 1 now, so I know that you're here. I know that you're locked in, and I know that you're ready to learn what this pattern is and see how it works. Okay, so here's what we're going to be covering in the next 30 minutes, you guys. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about 4 parts. Part 1 is why email marketing is still the perfect business model for digital entrepreneurs, why it is something that I absolutely think everybody should be doing, no matter what else you're doing. Even if you're doing other things, you should absolutely be doing this, because it is a gold mine when you understand a couple of key things. Part 2, the math behind turning a 100 to 500 person list into 10K per month, and how you can scale that. Part 3, how to build your own list of people that will spend thousands of dollars with you every year. And that turns into, yes, $10,000 plus per month, and what to sell them. This is where you're going to learn the pattern. Part 3 is where you're going to learn the pattern, okay? And then finally, part 4, once you learn the pattern, once you see how this all comes together, how you can create your own 10K per month email list and start earning income as soon as this month. Not next month, not 90 days down the road. You can start earning income immediately. Now, you won't earn $10,000 your first week doing this, but you can earn income almost immediately doing this, and very, very quickly, within 60 to 90 days, build up to 10K per month. Is everybody locked in, ready to go, ready to get into this? Give me a yes. I'm going to take a drink while you're typing yes or number 1 in the box. We're going to dive in. We're going to get started. We're going to talk about this, and I'm going to explain some things that you've probably seen, but you may not have understood what was happening, and I want to explain them for you so that you don't see this pattern again. Okay, let's talk about it. Part 1, why email marketing is still the perfect business for digital entrepreneurs. So let me ask you a question. Why is email so damned effective at making sales for people online. Anybody have a clue? Anybody have a clue why email? Like we get all these fancy things. You know, we talk about content marketing, we talk about social media, we talk about all these things all the time that are the latest and the greatest. Why is email still the monster that it is? Why is email still the monster that it is? Now, I got a lot of people typing a lot of things in the chat, and none of you are wrong. None of you are wrong. Everything you guys are typing is important. But as you're typing those things, I want you guys to see a few stats. Here's the first one. Can you guys see that? This is a stat that was put together with the study in 2021. 2021. Look at this number. There are 4 billion daily email users. That number is expected to climb to 4.6 billion by 2025. You guys, this is incredible. There are 4 billion, not 4 billion email users. That's not what it's saying. There are 4 billion daily email users, meaning every single day, this is how many people are using email. This is an opportunity when you understand that people are checking email, and this is almost a universal language that we speak to each other. Here's another thing. 50% of people buy from marketing emails at least once a month. If that's you, raise your hand. Type a number 1 right now in the box to raise your hand. It happens to me a lot more than once a month. I don't know about you guys, but I buy from email a lot more than once a month. It's part of what I do, and yeah, I absolutely do it. So when you look at the numbers, you're thinking about how many people use email daily. You think about how many people are buying something from an email at least once a month. Here's something that I think is this next slide though is something that I think is very, very interesting. Email versus social media, the first check of the day. This is the stats to see what do people do? What is their first check of the day? 58% are checking their email first thing of the day. So whether we want to admit it or not, whether this old technology that is email, whether we want to admit it or not, it is still an absolute monster. It is still an absolute monster in terms of how we interact with each other and how we communicate. Now, let me give you some of my opinions on this. Let's get away from these stats, but let me talk about this. Why does email work so well? Well, this is it. The secret behind email marketing lies in how intimate it feels when you do it right. Would you guys agree with this? When you do it right, even mass email marketing, you're sending to a lot of people on a list. When you do it right, it feels intimate. It feels like you're getting to know somebody. It feels like there's a back and forth relationship when you do email correctly. And here's the thing, I want you guys to pay very specific attention to this. If you focus less on building a large list of folks and focus all of your effort on building a small list of very specific people, the conversions and money to be made are out of this world. Give me a number 1 if you believe that. If you focus less on just on numbers, on building a large list, and you focus very much all of your effort on building a small list of very, very specific people, the conversions and money can be out of this world. Okay, now I've proven this in my life, but I want you to really understand this. This is key. I don't care about how many people are on my email list. What I care about is, do I know what the people on my email list care about? Does that make sense? I don't care that I've got a ton of people on my email list. What I care about is that the people on my email list, I know what they care about. Here's the thing. You don't have to be a master copywriter. You don't have to be a master on the topic that you're talking about. You just have to do one thing really well when you have an email list. And this is it. Please pay attention to this next slide that's coming up because it's important. All you have to do with an email list, you don't have to be a great copywriter. You don't even have to be an expert on your topic. The only thing that you really have to do when you have an email list is this. You have to connect an overly passionate audience with the products that they're already interested in. Meaning the things that they're already thinking about, the things that they're already like super passionate about, you just have to connect them to it. Because people get busy. They're not always going to YouTube the thing that they're thinking about. They're not always having time to jump over to Amazon. They're not always having time to jump over to some marketplace. Email just reminds them when they do that first check in the morning, when they do that check during the day, when they do multiple checks during the day, the emails remind them, hey, check this out. Remember that you're interested in this? Me too. Look at it. Here's the deal, you guys. I'm not a genius. I'm not that smart. I really am not. Like, if I had come off that way, I've got you fooled. So congratulations to me, right? If I've come off like I'm really smart, I've totally got you fooled. But I've made millions of dollars giving my spin on topics, specifically just to people that are overly passionate about that topic already. Does this make sense? Give me a number one if this makes sense. The thing that I do really, really well is I talk to my people about something they're already overly passionate about, and I talk to them about it every week. That's what I do good. Like, it's not like I'm some like crazy, I get a lot of credit for being a copywriter. I get a lot of credit for like, writing. But all I'm really doing is I'm talking to a very specific group of people who are overly passionate about a topic, and I talk to them about that topic. That is the secret. Give me a number one if that's a light bulb moment for you. All I'm doing is I'm talking to people about their favorite topic, and that's what I do every week. I just bring up your favorite topic every single week if you're on a list of mine. No matter if it's a list about music, it's a list about marketing, whatever it is, that's all I do. You don't need a stage. You don't have to have a stage to go stand on. That's got to be reassuring, right? You don't need a stage. You don't need an office. All you need is the following. You need this: a passionate audience with money to spend, an opt-in page that offers something that passionate audience wants, which is really easy if you know what to do, a page that delivers what they signed up for, aka a thank you page, the attention span to turn on your computer for 2 to 3 hours a week and write an email from a proven template. How many of you have that attention span? I don't have much of an attention span, but I can do 2-3 hours a week, right? I can do 2 to 3 hours a week. Give me a yes in the box, or number one, if you can dedicate. I barely get there too. I barely have 2 to 3 hours that my attention span can give me for that, but I got that. You need 2 to 3 hours a week that you can turn a template into an email that you sent out. And this final one is this, and give me a number one if you got this: a little bravery to ask for a sale the first time in an email. Now, it's super easy after you get sales, but the first time you have to ask for a sale. That's not hard. You see me do it all the time. But let me ask you a question. How many of you can wrap your head around doing this for a living? Literally what this slide says. How many of you can wrap your head around doing this for a living? And I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you in the box. How many of you can wrap your head around literally doing this for a living? I hate to break it to the doubters. I've been doing this 10 years. I've been doing this for 10 stinking years. It works. It's not that I'm that smart. It's just that I do this and I talk to people every week about a topic that they're already super passionate about. Does this make sense? Does this make sense so far? I just want to lay the groundwork here for where we're going, and I'm going to show you the pattern here in a couple minutes that I want you to pay special attention to. But so far, yeah. Okay, so how does sending out emails actually turn into money? How does sending out emails actually turn into money? Now, let's actually get into some math here before we get into the nitty-gritty of this. Let's talk math. Part two, the math behind turning a 100 to 500 to 1,000 to 2,000 person list. How do we make money from that? So let's talk math real quick. I won't stay in math long, but let's say that, let's talk about this. 10K per month divided into 4 weeks, which, 4 weeks in a month is about 2,500 a week. Agreed? 10K per month, 4 weeks, 10K divided by 4 for 4 weeks, 2,500 a week. We all in agreement on that, right? Okay. Now we want to sell things that are between $25 to $100 to our small email list subscribers. We don't need a lot, but this is what we want to sell. Per week, we want to sell between 25 to 100 of our products. Everybody follow me so far. Just give me a number one, just so I know so far so good. We are expecting, and this is where I may lose a few of you because you may not realize, you may have heard other people talking about it that are doing a shitty job at this, but this is what I actually expect on the low end every week. We're expecting 5 to 10% of our list to buy things. What? 5 to 10% of our email list to buy things. How is that even possible? Why in the world do we get conversion that's that high? Why in the world do we get that? In the next section, I'm going to show you the kind of folks we're going after and why conversions are so high. Why would you guess conversions are between 5 to 10% even if you don't know what you're doing? Why would you guess that conversions are so high even if you don't know what you're doing? Why would you guess that we can convert this list 5 to 10%? Because we're not talking to cold traffic, you guys. We're not talking to cold traffic. When I show you the pattern of how we build these lists, we are talking to people that are absolutely nuts about a topic. Remember, we're not just talking about building a list. We're talking about building a list that's a specific group of people. So let's keep talking math here real quick. I want you to do the math. A list of 100 people converting at 5% on just the $25 product equals 5 sales. Agreed? Agreed? So we send out something to 100 people next week, and they're really passionate about it. It's a $25 product, 5%, that's 125 bucks. We send out to a list of 500 people converting at 5% on a $25 product, that's $625 a week that we're making. We send out to a list of 1,000 people converting at 5% on a $25 product, that's $1,250. We send out to a list of 2,000 at 5% on a $25 product, that's $2,500 that we're making a week. Now, let me ask you, am I talking about the same 5% buying every week? Some of you are like, why would the one that just spent 25 spend 25 with me again the next week? Am I talking about the same group, the same 5%? No, that 5% will shift to another 5% of your list. The key is you are converting 5% of your list week in and week out. Now, can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a secret? 10 years ago, when I first started doing this, where it was over 10 years ago at this point, I thought there's no way that I can get a list to keep buying week after week, even if there's passion about the product. That's what I thought. Here I am. Here I am. And it's been working for over 10 years. It's been working for over 10 years. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? It's because I am talking to people that are passionate about the topic. They love it. They don't just like it. They love it. They go to bed thinking about it. They wake up thinking about it. Every list that I have at this point, that is what we've got. Now, listen, you're not going to have 2,000 people on your list in your first 2 weeks if you follow what I'm about to show you. But do you need to wait until you have 2,000 people on a list to start sending them emails asking for a sale? Do you need to wait? Do you need to wait? No. No. You can start making money with a list of passionate people right away while you're continuing to build the list. Here's the thing. You may not have 2,000 people to start, but it's absolutely reasonable to have 2,000 people on a list after 60 to 90 days and convert at least 5% every time you send out an email campaign if you follow the formula I'm about to show you. Now, why do I say you can convert at 5% as a starter? Why do I say that? Why do I think that even if you've never done this before, I can show you how to build a list and you can convert on that traffic at 5% even though you've never done this before? Because I convert way higher than that. I've been doing this a long time. I have put my 10,000 hours in. I can convert a lot higher than that. I'm not holding you up to my standard. You guys, what I convert at week in and week out, because I've done this a while, is much higher than that. I'm talking that is a small percentage of what I'm doing, and you guys can do that. I'm not trying to tell you that you can convert as well as I do. I'm telling you you'll do worse than I do for a while. Just being honest. But it's still good money. If you follow what I'm about to show you on how to grow this small list, the 5 conversions will be there fast. The reason that it's that high because you aren't trying to convince anyone to buy things in your emails. This may be a slide that you want to pay special attention to. You're not trying to convince people to buy things in your emails. Give me a number 1 if this makes sense to you. We don't send out emails trying to convince people to buy things. If any of you have a problem with trying to be salesy in emails, I got good news for you. You don't have to be. That's not why we convert at 5 to 10% in our emails. The reason that right out of the gate you can convert at 5 to 10% of your emails is because the people on your list are passionate, and all you are doing is connecting an insanely passionate audience with the product that they already want to buy. You're just putting a little bit of a walkthrough in front of them, and you're putting a link in front of them. Does this make sense? And I need everybody to type a number 1 in the box if this makes sense to you out of the gate. If this makes sense to you out of the gate, you're not trying to be salesy in emails. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. What you are doing here, what I'm about to show you how to do, is you are just connecting an audience with a product that they already want to buy. They're passionate about it already. They probably have already heard of the product that you're going to tell them about, but your email is going to connect them with it. The key is finding the passionate folks, and not just the passionate folks, but the insanely passionate folks. Now, do you want to know exactly how to find those folks? Do you want to know how to find the folks that will convert at 5 to 10% right out of the gate? This is the secret sauce, by the way. This is the thing most people don't know how to do. This is the thing where people get lost, and none of the things that I've said so far make any sense until you understand what's coming up in this next part. Give me number 3 in the box for part 3 if you'd like to know how to find this audience. I'll wait. Okay. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. In part 3, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a list of people that are super passionate and will spend thousands of dollars with you a year, and it all stacks up to where you can be making 10,000 plus per month with a very small list of people. And I'm also going to tell you what to sell them to. Please pay attention to this next slide. If you really understand what this next slide is about to tell you, everything changes. The secret to big money from just a very small email list is this: you find a bigger brand that has already found the insanely passionate people, and you ride their big coattails. And you don't have to do this forever. You could always build your own stuff. You could always go crazy with it. But the key to doing this to where you could get started next week and have great income coming in within 30, 60, 90 days is you find a bigger brand that has already found the insanely passionate people, and you ride their big coattails. Now, this may not make sense yet, but it's about to. More specifically, I want you to find a brand that has created a big product that is fueled by small templates. Think about this, and I want you to hold on to this thought. Find a brand that has created a big product that's already a winner with a ton of people, but that is fueled by small templates. And they have this big passionate base of people that own the main product, but's hungry for the templates that fuel that product. How many of you, this is an interesting concept to you? Give me number 1 in the box if this is an interesting concept. I want you to think about brands that have a big product that is fueled by small templates. What's one that everybody has right now sitting on their desk or in their pocket that would fit into this category? That's not what I'm going to teach you, but would fit into this category. What is something that every single one of you, just about that are here, has that fits into this? An iPhone or an Android phone? Would you agree that an iPhone or an Android phone, that's not what I'm going to teach you, but would you agree that that fits into this definition? It's a big product, a big product, a big old product that has gone huge in the world, that is actually fueled by small templates. You guys, would our smartphones be anything without the apps and the app stores that we have? Would that market be anywhere near what it is today without the app stores and the people that put apps up for sale? Would you guys agree? Would you guys agree that the real selling point is the templates that feed these big products? Now, I'm not here to talk about phones. We're not going to be building apps, but I want you to just start thinking about that And this is, for some people, this is the first real inkling of the pattern that I'm about to show you. Now, here's a warning. I'm about to break one of these coattail niches down for you. It's very specific. It's very niche. It's micro niche. But it's one of these things that I call a micro niche unicorn, because once you see what the unicorn looks like, it's much easier to find these unicorns all over the place. So please pay attention, because once you see how this breaks down, you're going to be able to find these things all over the place. Okay? Can you guys see this product on your screen? Does anybody know what this is? Does anybody know what this thing is that this guy is stepping on right now? Anybody know what this guy's stepping on right now? Like what this thing is? Anybody know what this is? Anybody got a guess? So what this is, you guys, is when you go see a band, and you see a guitar player, and the guitar player changes the way that their guitar sounds live, like they go from a very clean guitar to a very distorted guitar, they are pressing down, typically on stage, on a pedal that changes what their guitar sounds like. That's what this pedal does. So give me a number one if everybody at least had a basic understanding of what this is. This is a pedal that changes on the fly what a guitar sounds like as it goes through it. It's nothing complicated. These have existed for over 70 years, you guys. These have existed for over 70 years. Now, the one that's on your screen right now is one that I own, and it's a very advanced pedal because it does lots of different effects. So it can do reverbs, it can do distortion, it can do all kinds of things. But the reason that I bring this one up specifically is because it's about to take you down the rabbit hole of what this pattern is. And I want you to understand this. Now, you could go buy this right now for that. Does everybody see the cost of this on the screen right now? What I want you to understand about this is not a cheap product. Everybody got it? This is not a cheap product. This is a product that comes in just over $1,500, just under $2,000. Give me a number one if you're seeing the price on this. Okay? Now, here's what I would guess a lot of people would think about this. I'm guessing that a lot of people think, Ben, this is really a micro niche. This is really niche down. This is like, you're really taking it to like the next level. Would you like give me a yes if that's what you're thinking? Like you're really going micro with this. Like this is a small market. It is, but I want you to really stick with me here as I explain this. So it's a guitar pedal. It's a guitar pedal that changes the way guitars sound. It's for musicians, and it's $1,700. Now, here's what I want you to understand about this product. This is not a product that lives in the struggling or starting musician space. Give me a number one if you agree with that. This is not something that a starting out musician or a struggling musician is buying. It's just not. Which, in just me saying this, am I niching down even further in this industry? Just me saying that this is not for a starter or a struggling musician, am I niching down even further in the musician space, in the guitar space, when I say that? Yes. This pedal is only for pro musicians and hobbyists like me that have a lot of disposable income to spend on something like this. Give me a number one if this makes sense to you. This is super important that you get this. We're not just talking guitarists. We're not just talking musicians. We're talking about a specific kind of guitarist and musicians. And what I want you to understand is what happens every time I drill down another level in this niche. What happens every time I drill down another level in this niche? We get even more passionate, don't we? We get even more passionate. We're shrinking the amount of people that will go on a list, but we're getting more passionate and more specific. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. I want to point out something to you that makes this pedal a gold mine for people like me as internet marketers. Some of you are sitting there being like, whoa, when did we get into the musician space? Why are we talking about this? Just stick with me, and I promise this is going to make sense. There is something about this pedal that makes this pedal special. This is the back of said pedal. Does anybody see it? Does anybody see it? Now, this is like where a lot of audio cables go into your amplifiers, for your guitar to go into it, but does anybody see something special in this screen that maybe puts it into a different place? I'm going to point it out for you. I'm going to put it out for you. Does everybody see that you can plug a USB into this? Give me a number one if you can see that this spot where you can plug a USB cable into this guitar pedal. Not all guitar pedals have this. This is not something that is across the board. Most guitar pedals on the planet do not have a USB port. They do not have a USB port, but I want to explain something very, very critical about this USB port that makes it a gold mine. If I go to this pedal and I program in a certain sound, meaning I can build sounds on this pedal for my guitar specifically that are me, I can pull the sounds that I created on the pedal off of the pedal, and I can upload those sounds to the internet and make them available for anybody across the world that also has this pedal. They can take that template that I built on my pedal and they can put it on their pedal and get the exact same sounds that I got. Does this make sense to everybody? What I'm trying to get across to you with this very focused, this very niche example, like those of you that are not musicians, don't worry, you don't have to be a musician. But what I'm telling you is what this pedal gives me the ability to do is create templates of a sound and offer them to other people. Now, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Do you guys see this screenshot of this website that I put in front of you right now? Give me a yes if you see this screenshot of this website that I put in front of you. Give me a number one. I just want to make sure a yes, just this that's there. These are people that are selling templates to this specific guitar pedal. It's called a Line 6 Helix. These are folks that are specifically, there's one for 30, there's one for 50, there's one for 50. It goes on and on. There's somebody, they're selling a tone pass for $200. But they are selling just the sounds that go to these pedals. Here's another person. By the way, the sound that I use on stage when I play live, I bought this template from this guy. I spent $35 to buy this template from this guy to get this sound and onto my Line 6 Helix, and I spent this money to do it. The people that built this pedal have even created their own marketplace where you can go on and you can build your own templates and put it in there for $80, $56. Does everybody understand this? Now, if you don't understand how this relates to you in email marketing yet, I implore you to stick around, because what I'm about to show you is going to take what this is and it's going to turn it into money for you if you want to do email marketing. Greg, you listening? Talking to you. Now, you may be sitting there and be like, Ben, I'm not a musician. Why does this matter? Is there even a market for this? And this is going to turn into something that's money for you if you understand. I'm showing you a micro niche, but this is everywhere. Stick with me. Is there a big enough market for this pedal that's $1,700? Is there a big enough, are there enough people that have spent $1,700 on a pedal where there's enough of a market to sell these templates to them? Does everybody see this forum on Reddit that's dedicated to this guitar pedal? Give me a yes if you can see it. Give me a yes if you can see it. There are 15,000 people in this forum dedicated to just this pedal. Is that a good start for us, folks that want to build a list just to sell something like this? If this is the niche that we wanted to go into, and like if you're not a musician, if you don't have this pedal, you don't want to go into this niche. That's not the point I'm trying to sell you on. What I'm trying to get you into is, do you see it? Okay. Here's a Facebook group that is dedicated just to this pedal. Just to this pedal. There's 40,000 people in that group. Now, how many of you are starting to understand that there's these little pockets, these little micro niche, these little unicorn niches in there that when you start to really look, there's a ton of money to be made with a small group of people out there in the grand scheme of things. Now, once again, I know you might be thinking, Ben, I don't know anything about guitar pedals or this niche. How does this help me? Give me a number one if that's where your head's at right now. Be honest with me. I did an example that was way outside of internet marketing because I wanted you all to understand I'm not just here to teach you how to talk to internet marketers like most of these assholes out here. Does this make sense? I'm not here just to teach you about going after the internet marketing audience so you can sell internet marketing to internet marketing people. I want to show you that this is an illustration of what's possible. So even if you're not a musician and you don't know what guitar pedals are, don't worry. When you can understand the pattern that I just showed you, big product, passionate audience that a lot of people have spent a lot of money on this, and it's fueled by templates. When you can find a market that has passionate people in it, that have money, and templates are a part of their marketplace, it is game over. It's not about the specific micro niche that I just showed you. It's about the pattern, that if you understood the pattern of what I just showed you, that we can use to find these micro niches. Now, do you remember this? How many of you remember this? The pattern is this: big product, proven audience, fueled by templates. This is what we talked about at the very beginning of the call. Big product, proven audience, fueled by templates. Would you guys like to see a few other niches like this? Like, let's get away from the guitar stuff for a second. You guys want to see some more? You guys want to see some more of this? What do you think? Want to dig into this a little more and kind of see what we're talking about here? Yeah? I don't want you just to think that this is something that I pulled out that it's just in like the one niche I showed you. Anybody ever seen one of these? Anybody ever seen one of these? Anybody know what this is? If you don't know what this is, it's called a cricket. It's called a cricket. If you have a wife or a husband that is into crafting things, this is a tool that probably lives in your house. This is a tool that probably lives in your house. You all, and people are saying in the chat, people are insane for these things. People are insane for these things, but just the fact that some people here have no idea what it is proves my point. It's a niche that's hiding in plain sight that most people don't know. Now, this is a printer, but how does this fit into what we're talking about? Because there are tons of people that have created their own templates for these, and they sell them so that not only can I print it on mine because I created the template, I can sell the template to somebody else so that they can create their wedding invitations using it. They can create their own stickers using it. Does everybody understand that this thing, it's a big product that is fueled by templates with a huge passionate audience that has money? Give me a number one if this makes sense. This is the same thing. You can feed templates into this thing that make it work better so you don't have to build them yourself, that somebody else can build them. All right, so we got this example. You want to see another one? You guys want to see another example? Give me a yes if so. Give me a yes if so if you want to see some more. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. You want to see some more? You guys ever heard of this site? You guys ever heard of this site? Everybody here's heard of this site. Every single one of you have heard of this site. How many of you have ever made money selling a Canva template? I'm raising my hand. I'm raising my hand in a big way. Do you all know how monster the market is for people selling their own templates on Canva? How monster the market is for people selling their own templates on Canva? It's huge. How about this one? You guys ever seen this site? You guys ever seen this one? Now, we all think of ClickFunnels as a funnel builder, as a funnel builder, but how many of you have ever bought a product because there was a specific ClickFunnels template inside of the product? Some of you may not realize you did, but most of you here have, because I'm probably the one that sold it to you. I want you to understand the strength of ClickFunnels is that it allows you to build your own templates, and then you can give them to other people. Here's another one. This is a monster micro niche market where teachers create lesson plans and they sell them to other teachers. Does this make sense, you guys? Does this make sense? Give me a number one if this is a light bulb for you guys. It's finding a big product with a passionate audience that has some money behind it, and it's fueled by templates. I want to tell you guys, these template-driven marketplaces that have micro niches fully supporting them generate millions and millions of dollars every single year. These brands are everywhere once you know how to look. In short, you and I don't have to build the market. Give me an amen if you think that's awesome. We don't have to go look for the market. We don't have to go build the market. We don't even have to buy the primary product. We don't even have to like buy and build the primary product. We don't have to build this thing. Well, I don't have to sit around and build the product that is like the big thing that people are excited about. I just have to build the bullets that go in the main weapon that this company has already built and put them in front of the people that are already passionate about it. Here's the thing. Here's what you got to understand. Building these templates, you don't even have to build those from scratch. You can leverage other people's work and add your spice to them so that you're creating something that you already know is proven. It's not about selling affiliate stuff. It's about creating stuff that you have your own spin on very, very easily. Best of all, we don't have to look hard for traffic to build our list and sell our products. When you understand how these people communicate and how you can leverage these spots where they hang out, the list and the money is easy to get. And you don't even have to pay for the traffic. All you have to do is build the list and put the offer in front of the audience that's passionate. Does this make sense? Give me a yes or number one if so far this makes sense. So far, so good? Can I show you how you can make 10K per month yourself by building a small email list in the next few weeks? Can I show you specifically how you can find your own micro niche, build a small email list, and turn that email list into 10K per month from just a laptop, just a computer, and an internet connection? If you'd like me to go through these things, I want you to type a number 4 right now for part 4. Don't be shy. Get it into the chat right now. So I know that you want to know exactly how you can do it. Exactly how you can do it. Okay. So I got a chat full of number 4s. I appreciate the feedback. Let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to find your own micro niche that was full of folks that would spend thousands of dollars with you every single year on templates, would you come hang out with me next week to learn how? Give me number 1 if that's a yes. Give me number 1 if that's a yes. If I could show you how to find your own micro niche that was full of folks that would spend thousands of dollars with you every single year on templates, would you come hang out with me next week so that I could show you how? Okay. If I could show you how to get them onto an email list without having to spend a dime on paid traffic, would you do exactly what I show you how to do? Give me number 2 if you follow this step by step, if I showed you how to do it. Give me number 2 in the box. If I showed you how to build this list without having to spend any money, you would do what I showed you how to do. Don't be shy. Okay. Last question. Last question. If I could show you exactly how to turn 2 to 3 hours a week and a few emails that you write using a template that I'll give you into $10,000 per month, would you give me 2 hours next week to walk you through the business model I've been making a living with for the last 10 years? Give me number 3 in the box if that's a yes. Give me a number 3 in the box if that's a yes. And let me know that you can give me 2 hours to show you how to take 2 to 3 hours a week and turn that into $10,000 per month. I'm not kidding around when I say this is what I have been doing for a very long time, and I don't talk about it a lot. But I'd like to show you, if you can give me 2 hours of your time, exactly how to do this. This is something that is rare, that I won't be talking about a lot, but I want to give you the opportunity to be a part of a workshop I'm doing next week called Big Money from Small Email Lists. It's a master class. I put together a very special workshop where I'm going to show you exactly how to cleverly build your first small email list, how to start sending offers to it that convert, how to get your first sale within 30 days, and how to scale that into 10K per month within 90 days. And the best parts, this is my favorite, how to do all of that from the comfort of your own home. Do I have your permission? And just give me a yes or a number one in the box if I have your permission to tell you what we're going to be talking about inside of this very special workshop that we're going to be doing next week live together. I want to see yeses or ones fill up my chat. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. Let me know that you want to know what's inside of this and that I have your permission to go through it. Okay, so I'm seeing a chat full of things. Thank you. Let me walk you through the step-by-step of what we're going to be doing as we get into this very, very special program that we're going to do together live next week. Part one, the big money from small list system from 10,000 feet. You're going to get an exact view from the top level how this entire system works to build, grow, and cleverly monetize small email lists every single month. And before, I'm going to show you all how it all fits together before we dig into the details in the next parts. Let's get into the next parts. Part two, how to find what we call unicorn micro niches. This is my system for finding these little pockets of people with a lot of money to spend, a lot of passion to go around, and all that I have to do is connect them with products and connect them with products that are just templates for a bigger product. So I'm going to show you how to find these unicorn micro niches that's full of people that are ready to spend money based on your emails. You're going to learn exactly how to find them, the pattern that we use so that you can go find these everywhere out there. These things are everywhere. If you just know how to look, I'm going to show you the exact formula to go after them. So that's part two. Part three, the better than magic opt-in funnel. You're going to see exactly this cool little funnel that we have to get people on a list in the first place. Exactly what we're giving away to these people. It doesn't matter the niche you go to. It's the same basic premise every single niche that we do to get people on the list. The first time I'll show you exactly what we give away, exactly how you can adapt it to any niche, and I'm going to show you the exact funnel that we're going to get into when we do this. So that's part three. Part four, we're going to get into what we call the magic riding the coattails monetization strategy. You're going to discover exactly how we find unique monetization methods for our list that leverage big existing brands and how we easily build these little templates that power their big products that people are going to be flipping over. And more importantly than that, how you don't have to create these things from scratch. I'll show you exactly how you leverage what other people have already created to create yours and how people are going to flip over yours even more than they flip over the ones that you built them on. All right, from there, part five, what we call the weekly email sequence. I send out emails every week to these lists. A lot of people think I'm doing a lot of copywriting. I'm not. It's based on a template. You're going to get the exact template that we use to sell our small micro niche email list each and every week. All you have to do is fill in the blanks and send. But that's not all. Not only am I going to be showing you exactly how to go build these small lists, go turn them into big money without a ton of work, I want to give you an unfair advantage to get running even faster. So here's what you're going to get. Bonus number one, if you get one of the seats that we're going to open up, is this. I'm going to give you the opt-in page templates so that you've got them ready to go. You change a few words out and this thing is ready to go to start building a list. You don't have to build them from scratch. You're going to get access to the exact opt-in page that we use. You can go from 0 to 1,000 in under 30 days. I kid you not, because we're going after a passion audience, because of the way this template works, you're going to be able to build lists faster than you thought possible. And I'm going to hand you that template if you get inside and you get a seat. Bonus number two is this, our big three traffic sources to build our lists fast and to get to 10K a month without having to show your face. Those of you that don't want to show your face, jump in that chat and type a number two for bonus number two if you don't want to show your face in anything that you're doing here. I know you're here. That's totally cool. Pop it in the chat. I won't say your name. I won't call you out, but welcome, welcome. Here's the beautiful part about this. You don't have to show your beautiful faces. Now, you're all beautiful. I love you. You know that, but you don't have to show your face. I'm going to show you the three traffic sources that we use to build these lists without having to get our faces out there. So I'm going to show you the step-by-step how to get to 10K per month without having to put your face out there. Hey, listen, you want to show your face, that's fine, but you don't have to with what I'm going to show you. Also, the best part of these traffic methods is they're free. I'm going to show you exactly how to go after these traffic places, exactly how to leverage them, and you don't have to show your face and you don't have to spend any money to build your list up to 1,000, 2,000 people using these methods. Now, here's the thing. If you want to scale after you get to 10K per month and you want to show your face, I'm going to show you the specific method for YouTube and TikTok to scale to $30,000 to $50,000 a month and build your list even bigger. okay? You don't have to do this. If you want to just stop at 10,000 and not show your face and then move on to the next niche and not show your face, you can do that too. You can stack that way. But those of you that want to go deep on a niche, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now, I got something very special that I don't normally do on these calls that I want to put in front of you. This is for the folks that are here with me live. This is for you folks that are here with me live. This is a very special call because sometimes I feel like we don't get to spend enough time helping people find their niches. We're going to do a call specifically outside of the main call where we're going to help you to find a niche. Inside of this bonus, we're going to dig deep into how to find your own unicorn micro niche. So we're going to literally spend the whole call after we go through the main training going over niches, and I'm going to show you some of the hidden ones that I absolutely love. So that's bonus number one. Bonus number two, that's only for people that are on this call because you're here with me live. I'm going to show you behind the scenes of how to create a template from scratch. So I told you, big product, passionate audience, fueled by templates. You guys want to see me create one of these from complete scratch so you know exactly how to do it in a way that any of you here can do it. I'm going to show you how to do that, how to package it. I'm going to give you the exact system, pages, and templates that I use to pull this off. So from start to finish, you are going to have everything you need to make money from the comfort of your home, the comfort of your favorite coffee shop. All you need is a laptop and an internet connection, and I'm going to show you exactly how we do this. Does all this make sense? Give me a number one if all this makes sense so far. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been wanting to tell you this story. I've been wanting to let out this strategy for a long time, and I've put it off until now for a specific reason, because there's an intersection of opportunity and technology that's happening right now that if you're here right now, if you're part of the list that got invited to this, this is specific. If you're ready to get inside, do me one favor. Type a number one in the box right now. Type a number one in the box right now. It's important that you put that number one in right now. You'll find out why here in just a minute. Make sure you get that number one in. There's just one catch you need to know about before we get in. We're only opening up 97 seats. This is not for everybody. This is not for you to go tell your friends about. This is not for me to tell everybody on my list about. This is for a specific group of people. There's 97 seats. I'm going to give each and one of you, every one of you here, a deal, but if you get in sooner, you get a better deal. Here's what we're doing. I have discounted what this should be a lot for you all, but the price is going to go up $100 every 25 seats that we sell. Even if you get in the end and it's gone up several times, you're still getting a massive deal compared to what you're going to be able to do with this almost right away. But I'd like to give you the best deal possible. Do me a favor. Don't take one of these spots if you're not going to show up and you're not going to do the work. Is that a deal? Give me one more number one in the box if that's a deal, or type deal in the box right now so that we're good. Okay. Here's the deal. If you're ready to get one of those 97 spots, I have one more thing that I'm going to ask you to type into the chat so that you can see the link before anybody else. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to type link in the chat right now. If you want to see the link before anybody else, you want to get in and you want to get your seat before anybody else. Type link in the chat right now. We're going to make sure if you've typed link in the chat right now that you get to see the link before anybody else, that you get a spot before anybody else, and you get a chance at one of those 97 seats before we do it. So guys, here's the link. Go to spskr.com/listmoney. It's going to pop up in your chat right now if you type link in the box. If you've not typed link in the box, we're going to get it to you as quickly after those people as possible. It should be getting there quickly. Go to spskr.com/listmoney. Get one of your spots. The second that you get your spot, I want you to hop back into the chat and tell me that you made it in. While you are getting in, I'm going to recap one more time what you're getting inside if you get in right now. Here's what we're going to do. Part one, the big money from small email list system from 10,000 feet. You're going to get an exact view of how this entire system works from 10,000 feet up, and you're going to understand how all this comes together before we get into the details. But speaking of details, let's talk about what we're going to be talking about in this core course. Part two, how to find a unicorn micro niche that's full of people ready to spend money based on your emails. You're going to learn exactly how to find these unique micro niches. This is the unicorn. This is what most people that get into internet marketing are looking for, but they don't know how to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to find these unique micro niches that's full of people that spend thousands of dollars every month. They're not just passionate about a topic, they're passionate and they have money. I'm going to show you the exact signals that we look for to make sure that both of those factors are in place. They're passionate about a topic, they've got money to spend, and they're already looking for the products that you are going to be putting in front of them very, very quickly, meaning they're already out there spending money on similar things. We're going to go get some of that revenue for ourselves. I'm going to show you exactly how to find them in part 2. Part 3, I'm going to show you how to get the list put together. I'm going to show you how to get the opt-in page put together that is going to get them through the door. So we're going to set up in part 3 the opt-in funnel. I'll show you exactly what to give away. It's a template that I'll give you that we fill in the blanks for your niche and we put it together for them. And I'm going to show you exactly how this comes together. Part 4, I'm going to show you the strategy of how we ride big coattails. You're going to discover how we find unique monetization methods, how we piggyback off what other people are already doing, how we make sure that we're building something that loads into a bigger system. And we're not having to discover or reinvent the wheel ourselves. We are going into a market where there is massive commerce going on already. The key here is, you guys, is that we are going into a market that is ready. It's small, but it's spending a lot of money. So we're going into that. I'll show you how to do that. Part 5, the weekly email secrets. I'm going to show you exactly how to jump in, and to write these emails each and every week. All right. I'm going to show you exactly how to write the emails. I'm going to give you the exact template that we use to write these emails so that we get our list to buy. All right. Now, from here, I got a few bonuses for you. Bonus number 1, I'm going to give you the opt-in page templates so you don't have to create them from scratch. You can get going right away. I'll show you exactly what to do to get them going. You can have those up and ready fast. I'm going to show you in bonus number 2 our 3 traffic sources that are free, our free traffic sources, but the ones that are specifically you don't have to show your face to actually dominate in. So I'm going to show you how to find those traffic sources, how to build your list to 100, to 500, to 1,000, to 2,000 people without ever having to show your face so that you can get yourself to $10,000 per month. You want to scale that niche from there? I'm going to show you how to go to 30 to 50K per month with YouTube and TikTok stuff. I'll show you exactly what people are doing to build these lists to even bigger heights using YouTube and TikTok. If you do want to set this up. Now from there, I've got a few things that are for you and you alone as we get into this. Launch only bonus number 1. I'm going to do a complete call for those of you that are here that get in now. Only you that get in now while we're here on the call. I'm going to do a call that is going to help each and every one of you to find the niche. We're going to expand on that niche finding thing where we're jumping in, and I'm going to help each and every one of you find your niche. And I'm going to share with you some of my favorite niches. Sometimes this niche thing on calls gets brushed aside because there's too much other stuff to actually follow. In this particular instance, you guys, we're going to take a whole call and go after this ourselves. That's launch bonus number 1. Launch bonus number 2, only for the people that are here and get on live. If you go to spskr.com/listmoney right now and get your seat, if you jump in now, I'm going to make sure that you see me, jumping in and creating a template product from scratch. So I'll show you exactly how we can do this from scratch, exactly how we get it done, and we go from there. So all you have to do is go to spskr.com/listmoney, spskr.com/listmoney. I'm going to welcome a few people in. I probably won't get to everybody right now, but I'm going to start by welcoming a few people in. I want to welcome Rob in. Rob is in. I want to welcome Catherine in. I want to welcome Craig in. I want to welcome Andrew in. I want to welcome Christine in. I want to welcome Jim in. I want to welcome John in. Who else we got? We got Roxana. Hey, Roxana is in. We've got Pete that just made it in. We've got, let's see who else we got. We got Lindsay. We got Brian. We got Tim. We got Samuel. We got James. We've got, let's see here. Sorry, I'm going through the questions here and seeing who else we've got. We've got Victoria. We've got William. We've got Tim. We've got another Tim. We've got a few different Tims. We've got James. We've got, who else do we got? We have another Pete. We've got several here. So you guys, I'm going to make sure that we get as many people in up until that 97. Listen, make sure you get in fast. Dennis just made it in. Welcome, Dennis. We're going to make sure we get you in fast, okay? But make sure you get one of the seats before the price goes up, before we hit the 97 spots. Now, here's the thing. If you're not in yet, if something's holding you back, I want you to jump in right now. Eric's in. Hey, Eric, good to see you, buddy. I want you to jump in right now and I want you to let me know, hey, why am I not in yet if I've not gotten in? If you're in, thank you. I'm excited to hang out with you next week. But if you're not in yet, let me know. What I'm going to do is if you're not in yet and you tell me why you haven't made in yet and we can help you out with that, I'm going to have support reach out to you personally with that. Ashton, if you could reach out to Gregory, I think we could find a solution to his thing that he's got. We'll reach out to you. Gregory, type in your email address in the box so that we can reach out to you personally and we can get that taken care of. Let's see who else we've got here. We've got, if there's any questions, type QQQ in the box and let me know your question, and we will jump in and get your question answered as quickly as possible. Jump into that chat right now. Let me know that you have a question or not. So here's the deal. When is this call? Ashton, when did we actually schedule this first call for? I know we're doing several calls with this one because it's more of a mastermind. When are we actually doing this first call? Is it Tuesday, I believe, that we're doing this? I believe we're doing this. Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern is the first call where we're going to do the core training. And so listen, after Tuesday, you can start building your list. You can have your first lead on your list as soon as Wednesday afternoon. That's how quickly this comes together if you follow what we're doing. Okay, Ashley, I've got Steve in the chat that we can reach out to as well. Steve, make sure we have your email address on that. And so that's the beautiful part. As soon as Wednesday, we could be doing this next week. Somebody says, do we need ClickFunnels for the opt-in pages? No, you don't need ClickFunnels. What I'm going to be showing you, Eric, is completely agnostic of platforms. You can build this on any platform that you want to. Okay, you can build this on any platform that you want to. I'll give you some specific things in a platform that we use. I'll even give you like a free trial for 30 days to use that platform if you don't use it already. But what I'm showing you, it does not matter the platform that you're on. I've done this on multiple platforms, and I'm just showing you the core stuff that you need to do, and it's not platform specific. Okay, let's see what else we got. We will definitely send reminders and schedules to everybody. Make sure you go to spskr.com/listmoney to get your spot if you haven't got in yet, okay? This strategy seems to be more B2C than B2B. I know it can work for both. This feels less like local marketing, more like direct marketing to the masses. Here's the beautiful part. It really works for both, because if you think about it, do certain kinds of dentists, do certain kinds of chiropractors fall into what we would call a unicorn micro niche that are using specific things that you can sell them these things to? Absolutely, absolutely it does. And so anybody that thinks, well, you know, I like talking to local business owners, this fits absolutely. And what I'm going to go through on the niche call very much puts you in a spot to where you can sell things. Rob, do you care if I give an example, your example out on a call to help people kind of wrap their minds around the local part of this? Because I think it's important. Think about dentists that are using Invisalign. What's something very templated that we could sell to those people that we could create very fast that fits into this model? Specifically dentist, and we're latching on and we're riding the coattails of Invisalign. Now, maybe you're thinking about this the wrong way and thinking, well, I don't know anything about teeth and Invisalign. I can't do that. Is it very possible that we could sell them a template of Canva images that are social media posts and things that are very Invisalign oriented? Does everybody understand how that sort of fits into this exact model? The idea, you guys, is what is things that we can create quickly that when we find these unicorn micro niches, people that are spending a lot of money on something already that they want to strengthen, that we can build templates that are very interesting to them. Dentists doing Invisalign very much fits into that. These exist across the board. I can tell you about 20 in chiropractic that fit into this. So for those of you that are thinking, whoa, this sounds very much like B2C and not B2B, just keep in mind, there's a ton of B2B niches that we do this in as well. And I want you to understand, this is not exclusive to B2C, business to consumer. I'm going to show you some business to consumer stuff, but I'm absolutely going to show you some stuff that is very much in the B2B, so that those of you that are talking to a specific local niche, don't worry, you're going to find some cool stuff to do that. We're going to cover that specifically on the niche only call. All right, you guys, I've kept you longer than I wanted to keep you on a Friday. Kip is in. Welcome, Kip. It's good to see you. For those of you that I've not seen your welcome, I may have just missed your name in the chat. I will do my best, Byron, if we have spots left. So you guys, make sure you go to spskr.com. We got 97 seats. The price goes up every few sales. Make sure you get in now. I know that this is something that a lot of you have been waiting for. I've been getting messages asking me to teach this for a long time because a lot of you know that I do this while I'm growing, my agency, my other stuff. And so we're doing this very specifically by request. This is not something that we will leave open all the time. All right. I cannot wait for each and every one of you to be with me live next week that's made it inside. Any question you guys have about what we do to get these people to trust us, to build authority, how all that works, all that gets addressed next week in this. I'm going to give you the complete system to build, grow, and scale this list and to monetize this list in a few hours a week. We set this stuff up, and I promise you, once you get the system, you're going to understand this is not hard. But you got to know the system, and that's what we're going to teach you inside of Big Money from Small Email List Masterclass. All right, you guys, big call next week. If you don't have a seat yet, make sure you grab a seat soon. These will sell out. Make sure you get your spot now. Be good. Take care of yourselves. Go to spskr.com/listmoney. Get your spot. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. For those of you that have made it inside, I will see you this coming week live on the call. For those of you that haven't made it yet, make sure you get your spot before we sell out. Be good. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you soon.